Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Holy Meal. I am Reverend Melissa McQueen-Simmons, the virtual pastor for Holy Ground Spiritual Center, and I am glad to be here with you as we celebrate another month of living, of breathing, of being in presence with each other in community, in the spirit of gratitude for the many things that we see around us and also the things that we do not, the ones that we believe are to come. Blessings on this day. Today is World AIDS Day, and Holy Ground Spiritual Center is an HIV faith ambassador, which means we unapologetically include all people, welcome all people, connect with all people, no matter who they are, who they love, what their status is, what their gender is, whomever they are attracted to, no matter what your class, what else, your race, your nationality, you name it. We welcome each of you to Holy Ground Spiritual Center. And today is a day where some of us take the time to reflect on the HIV and AIDS crisis in this world. And I'm going to start off with a prayer. Wherever you are at this moment and this time and this place, allow yourself to bring all of you to the center, to the core, to your grounding place. As we embrace moving into this next month, and as we take a minute to reflect on the HIV and AIDS crisis in this world and what we can do to help make this world a safer place. For those of you who have just joined us or who is with us for the first time, we have the Holy Meal the first of each month to bring us together, to remind us that there is no need to try to live life alone without community in your corner and in your space. So, on the first of each month, we intentionally gather together with the Holy Meal. No matter what religion you believe, Holy Ground believe that it's better when we together move and dine and love and live. So, for those of you who are Christian, you would see this as the communion. We call it the Holy Meal because we have people in our virtual spiritual community who do not identify with a religion or just want to be fluid as and move as spirit and energy and the divine of their understanding expresses themselves. So, welcome. I'm going to start off with a prayer. I'm going to use the Interfaith Prayer Book. For those, this is one of my favorite books. This allows us to see how other people pray around us and to see what the similarities are. Because many of us will be surprised when we find out that a lot of us believe the same things. And we are still in our interspiritual quarter. This is our last month in the interspiritual quarter, and we will move into um, our compassionate quarter next month. But let me say this prayer. I'm going to read a prayer by Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Goodness is stronger than evil. Love is stronger than hate. Light is stronger than darkness. Life is stronger than death. Victory is ours through the divine who loves us. This is just a reminder of some things that we can bring into this world, especially as we think about World AIDS Day and what that means. I could share with you some statistics of what percentage of people have the highest amount of AIDS, or the amount of, with the highest population has AIDS. Um, Here, I'm on the World's AIDS Day link, who.int, and in 2023, an estimated 39.9 million people were living with HIV globally. Approximately 630,000 people have died from HIV related causes in 2023, and an estimated 1.3 million people acquired HIV in 2023. And these numbers are alarming. But what is even more alarming for people of faith, um, who embrace and is mindful that each of us deserve to live our best lives, is that some are still struggling with adequate health. And this site reminds me, and should could be a reminder to you, that health is a human right. No matter where we are, what country, what we look like, it is a human right. And unfortunately, there are things put in place that can hinder people from getting the best care they need. So as you navigate your life moving forward, and you are praying and being an intercessor for other people who are not as fortunate than you, think about those who are still fighting for adequate health care. And when it comes to health care, and HIV and AIDS, unfortunately, there is still stigma out there and discrimination, um, for people who have HIV and AIDS with the positive status. So, those of us who have the energy and capacity to volunteer and support and advocate for those with HIV and AIDS, this is another issue that we can put our justice energy into, mindful that many people could use someone in their corner. And anybody could get HIV and AIDS. And because of the stigma of how people think it is created or was formed, I'm going to lift up, that now is an opportunity to pray and lift up everybody. And they name some people here who we can lift up, whose populations are vulnerable. And we'll lift up children. We'll lift up people who use drugs. We'll lift up sex workers. We'll lift up people in prisons and other closed settings. We'll lift up people who have sexual interactions with other people. Because no matter who you are, your body is sacred. And yeah, there's a stigma that try to pinpoint a certain population of folk. But the truth is, no matter what you do, if you don't practice safety in anything you do, anybody can acquire HIV or any other sexually transmitted infections, um, and anybody can be harmed. So, as we think about this World's AIDS Day, um, whether you know someone who have HIV and AIDS, or you haven't been very familiar about this, take a minute to familiarize yourself with the happenings in this world, because what affects someone could affect us or our community or our loved ones. And what we can do is to pray for them and protect your body, protect your mind, protect your spirit, because all of you is sacred. All of you matter during this time. And if you are looking for barrier methods, or um, want to talk about or find ways where you can protect yourself, um, there are many websites. If you want to reach out to me, I could share some, and or you could catch your local clinic, and they can offer some barrier methods for you, and also offer some testing. And there are people who are constantly doing testing, and your spiritual director, myself, I also get tested, because you just never know. You never know. And I was fortunate to do a home test, because that's a thing. That's a thing too. And if you're interested in how that work, I have an organization that I can connect you with that can talk with you about that. So I also want to share some announcements. I do not know if the ninth we are going to have the holy writing, because I had a dear friend who have moved on into the next dimension of spirit, and they are having a service on the ninth, and I may be there. And Sunday is also the contemplative. So we will definitely have a contemplative meditation on Sunday. It will be at 11, and I'll have it play again so it can air at 8 that night. Continue to be on the lookout for many other announcements. We had our first quarterly newsletter go out, the Holy Times. We would love some feedback from that, as we are preparing the next one that will go out in January. If you did not receive one and want to be on the list, send us an email, Holy Ground Spiritual Center at Gmail, or just send us a message in one of our messenger apps, Instagram, Facebook, or just reach out to me personally, and we will make sure that you are on the list for the Holy Meal. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here. And now I want to bring your attention to our Holy Meal. And I believe I'm going to move to the back. Our Holy Meal. So, at this moment, if you have not yet gathered your elements, a liquid of choice and a solid of choice, I want to invite you to do that now. The Holy Meal. And I'm going to take a seat. We are here. We are gathered, mind to mind, heart to heart, spirit to spirit, energy to energy, north, south, east, west, the various terrains that we reside and move on this earth with. We are here and we thank you. Take a moment to say thanks to the divine of your understanding, to the force or the source that you pray to. Take a minute to open up your heart and mind and spirit and be grateful in this moment that you are alive. You are able to be in community with others. Mindful that many did not make it to this month. Mindful that those of us who are living in marginalized communities, it took a little extra work to make it here today. And while we're here, we ask God to look into our hearts, to look into our thoughts, to show us anything within our body that we can do differently as we move into this next month, ready to be the best person that we can be, living in our purpose, serving others with our gifts, listening to the people around us so we can be awakened to the happenings and awakened to God, to spirit, as they are showing up for us even now. And if there's anything within you that you need to ask for forgiveness for, I invite you to do that right now. If there's someone that comes to mind during this time where you have allowed yourself to be centered and grounded and still, if you have to write it down so you don't forget and you go to them. We can't afford to live life in stress and tension with emotions that we can do something about. So we are here. We thank you. We are here surrounded by our angels, our ancestors, the guides that lead us and protect us. Some of us are with our family, our friends, our chosen family, and we are here. Forgive me if there's anything that I have overlooked during this time as I prepare to share this holy meal. So we're in the last month of our interspiritual quarter, and I still am going to continue to read the passage from the First Nations version and indigenous translation of the New Testament, out of Luke, where Jesus was sharing the ceremonial meal. And we're at Luke, the 22nd chapter. And I'll start with 14. When it was time for the ceremonial meal to begin, Creator sets free Jesus and his 12 message bearers sat down around the table. Creator sets free looked at his friends and their faces. How I have longed to sit and eat this meal with you before I suffer. This Passover meal with you before I suffer, he said. He lifted up the cup of wine and gave thanks and said, take and share with one another. And they passed this cup around and they drank from it. He said, listen to me carefully. I will not drink from the fruit of this vine again until it finds its full meaning in the land of Creator's good road. So during the meal, he took the fried bread, lifted up, and also gave thanks, and broke it. And he gave a piece to each of the followers, his friends, his chosen family, and said, this is my body. My gift to you, take it and eat it, and do this in remembrance of me. And he passed it around. And they ate with wondering hearts, wondering what is going on. And after the meal was over, he took the cup of wine, lifted it, and gave thanks, and said, this cup of wine is for the new peace treaty. It is my lifeblood poured out for you. And they looked surprised and turned to each other, mindful that this was a new day. So my friends and my family and holy grounders, this is a new day. May we eat and drink and dine together. For the table has been set for all of us. Let's eat and drink and dine together. In gratitude and hope and love, knowing that we are stronger together. We're wiser together. We're powerful together. And as we go, a song that comes to mind, one of my favorites, is I want Jesus to walk with me. I want Jesus to walk with me while I'm on this tedious journey. I want Jesus to walk with me. I want my friend to walk with me. I want my friends to walk with me while I'm on this tedious journey. I want my friend to walk with me. I want my family to walk with me. I want my family to walk with me while I'm on this tedious journey. I want my family to walk with me. Friends, family, holy grounders, we are stronger together. We need each other. Even in moments when we may not understand each other, listen, take notes, learn the lessons, be the best that you can be with the gifts that have been given to you, because that is enough. And as I bring this holy meal to a close, I'm going to read the Universal Presence Prayer. And it's a unity closing prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. May you enjoy the rest of your evening and know that you are not alone. Thank you for joining us for our holy meal. And if you are interested in sharing your gifts, talents, and treasures with Holy Ground Spiritual Center, we welcome you. We welcome your gifts. We welcome your presence. And we welcome your treasures. And we are thank you. And we are thankful for you. Blessings. Enjoy the rest of your evening.